Today will be a 20+ embassy day. I am certain of it. We're here in the area of Belgrave Square in London, where so many countries have their embassies. And you know, I love embassies. You can just see the flag there. That may be Egypt. We're starting here just off the square on Chesham Place in SW1, just a few steps from Belgrave Square. I walked this route starting early this morning, and it's 12:48 here in London, so that makes it 7:48 on the east coast of the United States. Good morning, and as you can see, look what I got on a Sunday morning. A beautiful blue sky in London. Everybody tells me, oh, it's gonna rain. No, it is a magnificent day here in London. Good morning, Golden Blade. Nice to see you. So what we're gonna see today are a number of embassies, chanceries, high commission offices, and some unbelievably amazing architecture in and around Belgrave Square. Now, I am not an architectural expert by any means anywhere, especially not in London. So I won't have as many fun facts to share as I do when I'm doing my walks around Washington, D.C. But hopefully you will enjoy this beautiful architecture as much as I do. And so let's get started. This is the Embassy of Lesotho here in London. So embassies in London are to the United Kingdom / the Court of St. James, which is the original, one of the earlier palaces of the monarchs in London before the palace was, relocated to Buckingham Palace. But embassies are to the Court of St. James, and this is where the Embassy of Lesotho resides. This is Chesham Place. It's just a few steps away from Belgrave Square, which we'll see. Hi, Thomas Knapp. Nice to see you. Hi, math and physics practitioner. Oh, that's cool. Model Train Boy, great to see you again. I'm so glad to see you. So please forgive me if I'm not going to be able to catch up or keep up with chat. In London, the sidewalks are, I'll say, even a little more dangerous than they are in Washington, D.C. because I'm not as familiar with the areas as I am Washington, D.C. So I have to look down while I'm walking. Oh, I'm glad to hear you've been busy, Model Train Boy, but I'm really happy to see you. So this is a small one. This is the Embassy of Lesotho, number 7, Chesham Place. Now, right next to it is a massive complex. And as you can imagine, usually larger countries or countries that have more important relationships, I hate to say it that way, with another country have larger embassies. This is part of the complex of the Embassy of Germany. Hey, Dinner Wannabe, you're welcome to be here. But I asked just a few things. No spamming chat, no political chat. This is all about history and architecture. So you're welcome to be here. But let's keep it to history, architecture, fun, those sort of things. Or I can just say bye-bye. So didn't want to be bye-bye. Let's check out the Embassy of Germany here. Now this is interesting. This is the main entrance here on Chesham Place. But you'll see when we get closer to Belgrave Square and all the elegant old residences that have been now occupied by embassies, just like in Washington, D.C., you'll see there's an entrance to the Embassy of Germany there too. Like the more prominent, flashy entrance on the square is still there. But this is Germany. And this is London traffic. Lordy. So these flags are in the correct position today, but you'll see when we get up to the square, some of them are all wrapped around the flagpole. I can't stand that. I feel like I want to climb up there and unfurl the flags. But you see all this artwork around the Embassy of Germany. There's a sculpture over there. We'll get a better look when we carefully cross the street. But what we'll also see are some of these beautiful old-timey Georgian mansions that are so well decorated for Christmas. London really does Christmas so well. And I absolutely love the doors and the window boxes that they decorate. They do have trains there. Model train boys. So I'm doing a tube challenge during this trip to London. So I'm trying to get to all of the stations of the Metropolitan line. Not just ride through them, but to get out, check out the station, take some photos. So I've done 2. I've got a lot more to go. But I love the way that London decorates for Christmas. Lots of train history here as well, model train boy. So this one, and through London, and I know you all know this, but in case you don't, these blue plaques are the historic markers. Oh my gosh, Space Nut. Thank you for becoming a member. That is so cool. You're awesome, Space Nut. Around London, you'll find these blue plaques. These are the historic markers for different buildings and residences and important events that happened around London. So always be on the lookout for a blue plaque. This one tells you that Lord John Russell, the first Earl Russell, twice Prime Minister, lived here on Chesham Place. Now, this street here, I hope everybody is paying attention. This is an amazing street. First, there we go. Post box. This one was put here. I don't see a year, but it is an E2R, so it was during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. And of course, we know that could be a long span of years because she reigned for such a long time. But this is Lowndes Place. Okay, so check this out. Hey, Stephen, nice to see you. Hello, Divyanesh from India. Great to see you. Space Nut, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I know. I shall check out the north on a train. But this is Lowndes Place, just off of Belgrave Square. I'm going to speak quiet because it is a residential area. Just check these out. This is obviously where the great and good... Yeah, I'm in Belgravia. This is where the great and good and very rich lived and had these amazing, amazing homes that I do so admire and that are, look so good. I always start to look at the detail, especially around the roof line, the windows, the doors, this beautiful balcony here. That does have a little table there, so maybe they do go out and enjoy a coffee or a tea. Check out the nearest non-tube station. So model train boy, I think I'm going to, I am going to a castle somewhere. I won't say where, but I will have to get on the GWR. And last year I was on the Chiltern Railways. But check out these homes. So you have the stately mansion. And next door, maybe this was part of the mansion, maybe it wasn't. Maybe this was servants' quarters. And then you have the mews, where these little residences are still today. And back then it would have been the servants or the horses or, this wouldn't have been fashionable, and today it is so fashionable. Robert, hola. Robert, nice to see you. I was so glad to see you on vacation. Looks like you had a fantastic time. I'm on vacation myself, but I didn't go to a beach. I'm in London, and it is magnificent. Now there's all the bodyguards and drivers around here, so I'm just going to be very discreet, because who knows who lives here. But again, amid all these beautiful buildings, they do Christmas so well. No, London, England. This is London, England. And you can see the railings. These are all fresh greens, and they smell magnificent. Check this out. Yeah, Audrey, I am super careful here for sure. Good morning, Ben. This one is Londa's Cottage. Beautifully decorated. And what is always surprising to me, and I know I should understand this because of the way weather works, but because London is farther north, so it gets dark really early here, like 3 o'clock it starts to really get dark, 3 p.m. But the weather is milder than where I live in the mid-Atlantic. And so a lot of the window boxes that I think we'll see some today are just full of beautiful, fresh, live flowers, which we definitely couldn't have at this time of year where I live, because we would have some freezing overnight. Do I know the history of the Masonic? No, I don't, because I don't know too much. I really don't know too much about architecture in London. I'm like a tourist here. Am I American originally? Yeah, I am American, 100%. Well, my ancestry obviously is from all over the place. I'm a mutt just like most Americans are. But I'm vacationing in London, and I am admiring. Now this one is called a close, not a mews. Look at that little tiny house at the bottom of the close. And these are all private, so I'm not going to walk down there, but oh my gosh, these little itty bitty beautiful houses. No, my ancestors are not from India. My ancestors are from like Russia and Poland. Okay, Space Nut, Hallow Burger in Brixton. I'm all for a good burger. I went to, so I've had dinner in, where did I go for a burger? Granger and Company, like near Sloane Square on Pavilion Road. I did have a very good burger there. And then a few nights ago went to Sticky Mango near, on the South Bank for Thai food. That was fantastic. 5 minutes from the tube. Shani, no, I'm not going to do that. I appreciate you asking, but no. And I'd also appreciate you not keeping asking. Thank you. What do I do for a living? Well, my job for a living is really boring, because obviously being an historian, sadly, a hobby historian doesn't really make a living, unfortunately, because history is so important. So my real job is very boring, but my hobby is history and architecture, particularly around, now this is really deep, battlefields on American soil, War of 1812, Civil War. Am I from Los Angeles? No, I'm from the East Coast. And you saw a freight train yesterday, model train boy. So I don't understand enough about it, but I was listening to some folks when I was at Bakerloo. At Baker Street Station. I was listening to some folks talk about the different stock of trains, which ones are retiring and which ones run on certain lines. I was trying to understand, this is the embassy. Here we go. We're back at Embassies. Embassy of Finland. This is the beautiful Embassy of Finland. These flags look great today. We'll see some others that are completely twisted around the flagpoles. I can't stand that. I want to climb up and untwist them. But there we have the Embassy of Finland. Now, it stands to reason the larger the embassy and the more important the relationship. Let me say that again. The larger the country and the more important the relationship usually means a larger embassy. So you're going to see some embassies that are teeny tiny, some embassies that are huge. This is part of the Embassy of Spain. We'll get a better look at it from the other side. And we'll also see some embassies that have multiple buildings. So there might be one building here, another building in another place. The residence of the ambassador might be in a different place. But this is ground zero. If, like me, if you like embassies for some reason, I like embassies because I like world history, I like architecture, and I like flags. And I like stories of historic preservation. And in many countries where the embassies are, they now occupy buildings that, you know, may have fallen into ruin if they hadn't been repurposed as embassies. Just think, you know, the super mega ultra rich could not keep up these massive mansions here or in Washington, D.C. And because the foreign missions moved in, these buildings are preserved. So both here and in Washington, D.C. In Washington, of course, after the Great Depression, many of the wealthy Gilded Age families couldn't keep up their huge mansions. But thankfully, the foreign missions moved in and saved the buildings. This is the Embassy of Spain to the United Kingdom, the Court of St. James, right here on Belgrave Square. So the architecture of Belgrave Square is magnificent. So on each of the four sides of the square are these big, long, multi-unit former residential complexes, right? These beautiful sets of townhomes, the most shishi townhomes you can have. So that's on each side. And at each corner is a mansion like this. So it's a beautiful square. I definitely want to book on the architecture of this square. Very symmetrical, absolutely beautiful. Little dangerous if you're trying to cross the street. I need to get to, okay, I know where I need to get to, but I can only cross in certain places. So we're going to be super careful. And plus, you know, I'm from the United States. So I do everything the opposite direction. So I have to be super careful. Is the North Korea embassy on your list today? Don't think there is a North Korea embassy. I don't know. There's not one in the United States. There's a Korea embassy in the United States. I'll have to look into that. That's a little confusing because there are some countries that don't have embassies anymore, right? When we sever our political ties or diplomatic ties with the country, then usually the first thing that happens is the embassy is evacuated. Like the Embassy of Afghanistan in Washington. I've done a video on that. These beautiful gardens that you can have year-round here in London because it is a milder winter. Now, before I cross the street and you get a better view of the Embassy of Spain, if you go that way, sort of, you'll end up at Victoria Station. So this is a really quick walk from Victoria Station and a super fast walk from Buckingham Palace. So for folks who are visiting all the touristy areas, take a quick walk here to Belgrave Square. Oh, the England has a North Korea embassy building. There might be. Try and see the Eurostar. I've been on the Eurostar. I took the Eurostar to Belgium last year, which was fantastic. This is the Embassy of Norway, and it's under renovation. Just like in America, we keep coming across buildings that are under renovation. So we can't see the entire building, but we can admire the flag of Norway right here on Belgrave Square. And we'll dip down into some of the side streets, and just looking back, we'll go around. We're going to do a counterclockwise view, but you can see all the flags lined up, and the first set of flags you see are the EU and Germany. So remember, we started that German complex way down Chesham Place, but it also has a prominent entrance here right on the square. But let's cross over so we can get a better look. We need a little distance. Do be careful crossing the streets here in London, especially if you're from the US. Remember, everything is in the opposite direction. But here's that Embassy of Spain, nestled in one of the corners of Belgrave Square, in one of those huge mansions. Oh, you were in London when a bomb went off in Harrods. Oh my gosh. Oh, Model Train Boy. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. The Chinese, yeah, I've not seen the Chinese embassy here. I have seen the Chinese embassy in Washington, D.C. It is massive and very new construction, very modern architecture, but in a way beautiful. In a way, it's beautiful. All right, let's take a walk around the square. And what we're going to do is go actually on the square so we can get a really good look at all these beautiful buildings. We have a blue sky today. No, Salty, I'm not going to run. The Australian Embassy. The Australian Embassy is down on the Strand. And I visited that on my last trip to London. If I get to do a live stream from the Strand area, I will definitely show that embassy. All right, so here now. Okay, I think that's Serbia. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Sometime I do get them wrong from a distance. So here you can see, like I said, on the flat sides of the square are these long residential masterpieces, really and truly. Hey, Davyverse, great to see you. I am enjoying England. Look, I've got blue skies today. You all keep telling me it rains here. I get beautiful blue skies. So on the sides of the square, you get these long residential, what used to be townhomes. You can see each of the individual entrances here. And then on the corners are dotted those mansions, those square mansions on each corner. So this is the south. Brother, I'm going to make a mistake here. This is either the south or the west flat side of the square. There's the sun. Sun's always kind of low and in the south here. And there is Serbia, and next to it, Bahrain. Oh, Jeffrey, it's great to see you. Hi, Alfred. Yeah, I do. I've been okay with the with filming, and the only time I've ever been told not to film was in France, when I was actually trying to film the U.S. Embassy in France, and it was a French guy who told me not to film there. It's 13:10. Yeah, it's 1:10 afternoon London time. Ever thought of doing the SW30 in Scotland? SW300. I don't know what that is, but I would love to go to Scotland. I've never been to Scotland. Am I in England? I am in London, in England, in the United Kingdom. I'm in Belgrave Square. And for those who don't know, and I'm still learning this, so a lot of these squares, can't really see it from here, I'll get a better view. A lot of these garden squares in these really exclusive areas of London are gated parks. So in the United States, we have public parks. I don't think we have any gated parks that I'm aware of, at least, in the United States. I'm sure there are, like in some private areas. But here, if you're fortunate enough to live in one of these beautiful areas, I guess you get a key. I guess you get a key to enjoy the park. But just check out the design and the detail on the center of this beautiful, beautiful structure. And in it, tucked away in it, the Embassy of Bahrain to the United Kingdom, the Court of St. James. Here's the entrance. We might get a little view here. I should head to Wales. The people love it. I may do, actually. And they have little decorations here in this part. So here's the square. This is Belgrave Square, but it is behind a locked gate that says private. I may go to Cardiff next week. I'm thinking about it. I have so much to do on this trip, and I'm running out of time to do it all. So I'm supposed to be like resting on this trip too. Oh well. Ha. That never happens. That never happens. Hi, good morning. It's a good day for photos. You went to Bahrain for 2 hours. Goodness. Beautifully, the historic river town. My mom works there at Weatherspoons. Oh, cool. I have a list of all the embassies. Sugar Plum Cay. I do. I brought a list. And I won't get to all of them on this trip. And Yorkshire, yes. Space Nut. I definitely have that on my list too. There's a lot of places on my list. Hello, Jean. Nice to see you. Or Jean-Jacques. Nice to see you. Now, this one on the corner, it did not have, it didn't have a sign for an embassy. It just has the Union flag on it. So I don't think this one is an embassy. But on the corner here is one of the parts of the embassies of Belgium. And there are a few different buildings here. This is where it gets a little dangerous, because I have the urge to cross over this little street, but these cars come around here really fast. That is part of the Embassy of Belgium. Right there. But we'll see another part of the Embassy of Belgium just around the corner. Go to the Aussie Embassy and get a Tim Tam. What's a Tim Tam? Is that a cookie or something? What is a Tim Tam? What's a Tim Tam? Okay. Now I am going to, am I going to cross over here? Am I going to cross over here? I think I should. Maybe not. All right, so over here, part of the Embassy of Italy. Just around the corner is the larger part of the Embassy of Italy. I passed it when I walked here from Victoria Station, and I filmed it, but we're not gonna walk back down there to live stream it. But this is the part of the embassy that is the Italian Cultural Office here on this side of Belgrave Square. And again, you can see all the sides are the same architecture, and all the corners are the same. They are. Sugar Plum. I love these buildings. I do. Now this sad little flag here, and I'm saying that with respect to the country, of course. Somebody just needs to go up there and fix that flag. That is the High Commission office for Trinidad. Let me try again. Trinidad and Tobago here on Belgrave Square. Do I like Indians? I like everyone. I like everyone. I do. Okay. Let me take a stop and check out some chat here. No, I'm not going to do that, Chris. Okay, I'm going to hide that one. I'll let you stay. But no, I'm not going to do that. I am Russian. I'm not going to do that. I mean, we're all... In America, we're all from so many different backgrounds. I'm not going to do that. Plus, I'll get thrown out. When will be the next time you'll be going on a train? I don't know. I don't know. Depends on the schedule. Do I like the BBC? I like shows on the BBC. Hi, David. I'm in London. I'm on Belgrave Square, and we are checking out the embassies and all the amazing architecture here. And we were just lamenting this sad little flag of Trinidad and Tobago that is twisted around the flagpole. But next door, we've got a better one here. We've got a better one here. The Embassy of Turkey. And now when I walked around here before I started live streaming, and there was no security in front of these embassies, but now there is. So there must be a special visitor or something going on at the Embassy of Turkey. And this one here, another flag that's a little twisted. The Embassy of Malaysia to the United Kingdom here in London. This one has a little porch over it. I didn't notice that in any of the other structures. They're, almost the same, each of the sides of this square. Hey, Daphne. Good morning to you. Great to see you. I know the blue sky is disappearing. You noticed. That happens here. That totally happens here. Oh, thank you, Chris. I do appreciate that. Thank you. You can see I don't hang out in those, I do architecture and history. Hey, Joseph, nice to see you. Great to see you. Daphne, I hope you have some awesome stuff planned for today. And I really hope you don't mind if I throw a wrench to you, just in case you see any craziness on this channel. Basically, I let everyone go. Just let them go unless they start attacking each other. I really don't mind what anyone says about the United States or wherever. But folks in chat, be nice to each other. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. All right. So we've taken a look at 2 sides of Belgrave Square. We have 2 more to go. And we're also going to be super careful crossing these streets. But we'll take a little look down some of the side streets here too. Hello, Cheryl. Nice to see you. How many countries have I traveled up to now? Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know. We'll have to tick those off someday. This one on the corner is the Embassy of Mexico to the United Kingdom, the Court of St. James. Again, that flag is just twisted around that flagpole. That's so sad. Should be rules. You have to untwist the flags. Now this is a great view where we can really appreciate that Georgian architecture and what they were doing here, building these grand blocks of townhomes made to look absolutely beautiful. Glimmering white. No, not a rich lady. Nope, because if I were, I would be doing this full time. Just traveling around the world and trying to drag my kids with me. London black cabs. Absolutely iconic. For me, always the best bet when getting around London. They're wonderful, they're friendly, they're awesome. They know where they're going. They'll give you great recommendations. This one is the Embassy of Argentina to the United Kingdom, the Court of St. James. I keep saying that because foreign missions are still assigned to the prior palace, which was the Palace of St. James, which you can also visit. It's just steps from Buckingham Palace. I highly recommend just walking. Just get up and walk. And sometimes don't have a plan. Just get up and walk without a plan. It's amazing what you might stumble across. That flag is good. Excellent. Have I seen the new Chevy commercial? It made me cry. No! Oh, I'll have to look out for that. I will have to look out for that, Daphne. Now, I mentioned before that there were a few different parts of the Embassy of Belgium. So here's another part of the Embassy of Belgium in this other building just around the corner. Yeah, so Moon N. This part does look a little bit like France. So this next block over, you can see where this, where this block of row houses ends and this next one is. It has that the wrought iron around the windows and that mansard roof. That's very French. But look how many stories that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and probably a basement, and probably this little teeny tiny attic rooms at the tippy top where the upstairs servants used to stay. Am I going to Bath? I think I will. I think I am going to Bath on this trip. Now this building here, this is one entrance, but we'll see the other entrance. This is the Embassy of the United Arab Emirates here on this corner. Hello, Iqbal, nice to see you. Loitering is an American. It's called traveling. I'm not loitering, I'm exploring. I'm exploring, but I'm so glad you're joining me on this little walk here today. Checking out Belgrave Square. Now I'm gonna walk back. I have to cross at the appropriate places. Whoops, and I didn't. But again, the window boxes. These are real live plants, people. We wouldn't have these in where I am in the US at this time of year. They're just beautiful. Yeah, I'm in London, Michelle. Belgrave Square. This is the statue to... Hello, MH Media, nice to see you. So this is a statue to Robert Grosvenor, the first Marquess of Westminster. So the, who is now a Duke of Westminster. So the Dukes of Westminster, they own a lot of the real estate in London. They're, I think, like when you rank the dukes, I think when the Duke of Lancaster is the sovereign. I think the Duke of Westminster is next in the ranking. Someone will correct me. But the Duke of Westminster, he owns, the Lord Grosvenor owns Most of London. So rent's a good thing. Rent is a good thing. And cross here. So this, the Embassy of the United Arab Emirates to the UK. Now I stopped counting again. I said we'd have over 20 today. Cyclamen, yes, I remember that. Thank you for reminding me. My grandmother used to like those in the winter time, right? Cyclamen. So we're now on Wilton Crescent. And as you can see, these rows of beautiful townhome architecture, they can be straight or they can be curved in these beautiful curved crescents, kind of like Bath, as someone had asked if I was going to Bath, where you see these beautiful crescents and like Regent Street and areas around like Mayfair, like Cumberland Crescent. And these, I mean, can you imagine if anyone saw the Downton movie when they were showing their London home? I want to go to that, by the way. Cleveland, it's on Cleveland Road, I think. I gotta find it, the actual house that they used. This one, this is the Embassy of, if I get it right, is it Luxembourg? It's Luxembourg. Hey Jay, nice to see you. I've got a sunny day in London. It's Sunday and I've got sun. This is the Embassy of Luxembourg here on Wilton Crescent, just off of Belgravia Square. Here's another one of those post boxes. Another post box. This is an E2R. So built sometime during the reign of the former queen, the late Majesty. But this is Wilton Crescent. Just check that out. I am always just amazed. And a little cute square here. Another private little park.
They made one little funny. Okay. We'll go along here, George.
He's got a runny nose, you know.
Good morning, Alvaro. Nice to see you. And then there's palm plants too. Not sure how that works here. Not quite sure how that works here. When I said it's temperate here, it's not that temperate. But I suppose they do work here. We're heading back to the square. We're on the third flat side of the square. There's another blue plaque. Alfonso Lopez Pomario, ambassador to the court of St. James, twice president of the Republic of Colombia, lived and died here. Okay. We haven't seen the Embassy of Colombia. Oh, I know where it is. It's in Kensington. It's like when you're on your way to Harrods, you see the Embassy of Colombia. Hey, Craig, you're entitled to your opinion. Glad to have you here anyway. You might see something that interests you. I don't know too many whiny Karens who are architectural historians. This one is the Embassy of another twisted flag. Oh, this may be another part. Romania. This is the Embassy of Romania. That probably wins for the most twisted flags. They need some help. I know, Jay, I know. Is this Britain? Yeah, this is Belgrave Square here in London. It's just a short walk from Victoria Station and a really short walk from Buckingham Palace. So those who go down to see Buckingham Palace and Horse Guards and Parliament and Big Ben. If you, just like I say in Washington, D.C., if you come down the side streets, even if you don't have a map or a plan, you can't make a mistake because there's so much to see in this beautiful city. And in most of the cities that I've been to, there's so much to see. Don't say that. LCD screens replacing flags. No. Now, I mentioned my absolute love of doors and window boxes and doorways. Just check that out. All of those plants are live, and that's gorgeous. Like, I would want that just as a painting. I adore that. Daphne, I'm looking forward to your next project. I would love to see you live stream from your desk. That would be so cozy and chill. I would just love to watch you making your stuff at your desk. Check that one out. I'm sorry if I'm in your way, but this is beautiful. Check that out. Everyone's taking pictures of the doorways and the window boxes. Yeah, Daphne would love, love, love to just see you making your stuff, just chilling out. I like to join people when they're just having their chill streams. It helps me focus, like when I should be cataloging or indexing. That would be really good. It would help me focus if I could just, watch you doing some amazing crafting while I should be cataloging and indexing things. How much travel budget we need to travel to UK? So for me, I used a lot of points and stuff. Got a really good deal on my airfare. The hotel was more expensive than I planned, by far. Hotels were they're just getting more expensive, and I do like to stay in, the main part of London. I don't know if you call it central London, but I like to stay close to, the tube stations. And so it is very expensive, but the airfare was good. Now, which one is this? So this is the former embassy of Syria, believe it or not. And there's someone keeps a Syrian flag up there. Yeah, Space Nut. I try to be careful. Like, City of London is a particular place, but I stay in I've stayed in different places. I've stayed near St. John's Wood. I've stayed near Marble Arch. So, I like to be a really good walking distance to a tube station, because that's how I get around. I don't want to pay for cabs. Now this one, and you're getting the sun, so I'm just going to stop here in my walking. Remember I said these flat sides of the circle are all the same. Circle. Let me try that again. The flat sides of the square are all the same, which you really can't see from here. Okay, I'm having a sun problem, so let's find a better place to stand. Let me just walk quickly, because that sun is directly in my face. Being this time of year, it's a very low angle. But before I move behind a building, because you can see the glare here, on the corners of the square are these mansions. And this is the residence of the ambassador from Portugal. Just beautiful. Is it even worth it to go there? I live in Germany. People here... I'm sorry to hear that. There are problems and issues everywhere. It is true. But, we do what we can to help people. We do what we can to listen to people and just be good. But seeing the world as best you can, as much of it as you can, within your means, I think is really important. To living a good life. Even if you can't hop on a plane, if you can just go to another town and just meet new people. Every single day here, I've met total strangers and had fantastic conversations with them. I went to a play and just met the greatest people sitting next to me enjoying the production. So, you know, that's why I travel. I also want to see new things and new architecture. I know people are messed up. They're messed up everywhere. A lot of it is the media, though. A lot of it isn't even real, which is what is messed up, is that so much of it isn't real. Now, as I mentioned before, when you're walking around London, keep an eye out for the mews. And some of them are private, and this one is, so you can't walk down this one. But these little alleyways, right? This is where the servants lived, or where the horses were kept, the carriages were kept. But today, these are really amazing little houses. And for the ones that aren't private, the ones you can walk down, definitely do that. Check out these little teeny tiny homes. They often also have the window boxes going, the beautiful gardens. They make a lot, you know, with the small space that they have. All right, we've gone off of the square, as you can tell, because this is curved now. Right? Is this still Wilton? Yeah, this is Wilton Crescent. So we started on the other end of Wilton Crescent by the Embassy of the UAE, and now we're on the opposite end. And this embassy is, I don't know because I didn't film this one earlier. Let's see. Thanks, by the way, to everyone chatting. Oh, Vincent, you performed in Germany and Austria with an orchestra from Texas. That is fantastic. Oh, that's terrible to hear about Woody. Yeah, I've only had great experiences with London cab drivers. Okay, I don't know which one this is. We will admire it from afar, and then we'll go across the road and read the plaque and find out which one this is, because the flag is all twisty. It's not Georgia. Oh, it's not, because it's got the other flag there. It is the Embassy of... My eyes are bad. It's going to take a while. Singapore. Oh, I should have known that from the flag. Okay, even though it was all crunkled, I should have known that. This is the Embassy of Singapore here in London on this beautiful Wilton Crescent. Oh my gosh. And just the talent that it would take to make this beautiful architecture. And then you've got to make it curved. You have to make it curved. Don't they, Jay? Like, look. Like when you look at the steps and the doors and the door handles. I'm just like, I get all these ideas about taking photos and making collages. And then I don't get around to doing them because then I go outside again. It's a problem. Why don't I prioritize cars first? Oh my God, Space Nut. I don't need anything else to collect pictures of. No. There's cars, there's trains. I could very easily get into trains, model train boy. I could. That would be a bad thing. So here, the Earl Mountbatten of Burma and Countess Mountbatten lived. The last Viceroy and Vicereine of India. So Earl Mountbatten killed in a terrorist attack. Wow. And this is where he lived. So I will say about those mopeds and bicycles in general. I mean, yeah. as careful as I am about crossing streets, I don't think I'll be killed by a car or a cab. I think it'll be a bicycle, because those cyclists, they do not care. They do not care.
Just a quick one. Do you know if
Oh, I get it. I get it, Space Nut. That makes total sense. Check out this little street. See, I didn't even know this was here. The other great thing, well, there's so many great things about London, but as I've mentioned, they know how to do Christmas. And so many of these little side streets that some have been pedestrianized. This is where you come to the pub. This is where you come, for your little shops, your little one-off shops. These little streets are everywhere. I can't call them, this is not a high street. And it's definitely not like a main street. But this is what I miss about living in a city, not living in a city. I can't walk to places anymore. I live in a suburb. Check out the beautiful fashion. Oh my gosh. That's dazzling. And then another beautiful doorway here. Stuart Parvin. And these beautiful little container gardens. Royal Mail. That's their post office. Tissa Fontaneda. Tissa Fontaneda. All right, we'll get back to the embassies in a minute, I promise. This is Motcombe and Kinnerton streets. Yeah, it's one of those things. I've been here 100 times. Didn't even know it was here. Didn't even know it was here, these little shops. And pubs. No pub today because today is Sunday. Sunday roast today. So much, Daff. I cannot wait to see all the cool things that you are going to your channel. So everyone in chat. So you see Nerd Takes there and you see Daphne Glers. Go follow their channels. So Jay from Nerd Takes, he does gaming, but he also does amazing reviews, TV and film reviews. Daphne is unbelievably talented and creative. And Glitter Up with Daphne. It's just a fun channel to watch Daphne do all kinds of cool stuff. Daphne, post your link in the chat. Jay, post your link in the chat. Okay, this must be the coffee place. Check this out. Okay, everyone is here for coffee. And they're in line for coffee. Again, look at the tile. Look at the tile work. Okay, London Phone Box. And another coffee. Okay, the coffee is the thing here. There are people. The Pantechnicon. Would that have been an old theater? Pantechnicon. Might have been an old theater. It sounds like one. Check out these beautiful... Daphne, look, you could do this. Is this near Sloane? Okay, I wouldn't say near. You could walk here from Sloane Square. It is not that close to Sloane Square. It's really close to Victoria Station and actually Buckingham Palace. This is near Belgrave Square. So while you could walk, I would say it's a good, solid 15-minute walk to Sloane. But this would be closer to, I took the, what did I take? The Circle Line to Victoria Station. Check that out. I don't even know what that is. Look at these different steeples and towers and all things higgledy-piggledy in this beautiful part of London. All right, let's go finish up these. Let's go finish up these embassies because we have a lot more to see. We have a lot more to see, and detours are wonderful down these beautiful streets. So this is Motcombe Street. I had no idea. No idea that this was even here. You could do that, Daphne. Daphne, this year I feel like I'm into gingerbread since I saw those little houses that you got at the Hobby Lobby. You know, you got that little bakery shop and the little toy shop. So even though I will not do a gingerbread house, I feel like my decorating might be like gingerbread man kind of decorating, like more on the candy side. I always just did stripes before, you know, red and white like peppermint. But now I'm kind of the gingerbread. Okay, here's a little muse. Oh, it's also private. But here's a little muse. Awesome, Daphne. I'm so glad you posted your link. Everyone, go check out Daphne's channel. Everyone is dressed warmly. It's not, I think everyone is dressed for whatever comes its way today because the temperature can change kind of drastically here. All you need is one cloud to cover the sun and then it feels cold here. I would say it's in the 50s here today. So I don't have gloves. No gloves today. No hat. I never have a hat. And I just have one, you know, 2 layers today. Just a shirt and a jacket today. Yesterday I had 3 layers on. Hello. Yes, this is actually live.
And they get you followed home by like a lot.
This is actually live. Yeah, I think the only time that I've been here where I have been absolutely cold and I had to go buy gloves was 2 years ago. I was here in April and it was cold. And I've been here in March as well and it was cold. Colder than it is now. So go figure. Go figure. I know, Daphne, I know. I know, an architecture stream. Oh my gosh. Presently, 52, maybe. I have no idea. I'm not good with temperatures. All right, so we're back to the residence of the ambassador from Portugal. This is where the sun was like right in my face and my camera, but now it's not. So we can turn back and see the embassy of Portugal, which is just across the street from the ambassador's residence. Am I a Yank? Yes, I am. I'm a mid-Atlantic Yank for sure. This one here is the embassy of Ghana. Or is it the embassy or the High Commission? I'm not sure if it's an embassy or a High Commission. So those that are part of the Commonwealth, their offices are High Commissions because they're already part of the Commonwealth of the United Kingdom. So this may be a High Commission or an embassy. We'll cross the street and check it out. Okay, I'm gonna be brave and cross. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, crazy. But check that one out. Look how that looks. Oh, so what we saw from that other street was the back of a church. There's a church there. So that was that tower we saw. And this cool corner building. I love how London, the streets just don't go in a grid pattern. You know, they're just kind of all over the place. And I love that. And even after the Great Fire, they could have built everything in a nice, neat grid. And they're like, nope, just keep it the way it is. All squiggly lines, very organic, which I love it. Can I tell me what is presently happening in Europe? Are they striking because for some reason they're not talking about? I have no idea. I have no idea. There haven't been, I shouldn't even say it. There haven't been any train strikes yet since I've been here. I've been here when there were. But there was a protest 2 nights ago where farmers drove their tractors to London. So it clogged up a lot of streets. Yeah. How many languages do I speak? Just English, really. I know a little bit of several other languages, but I wouldn't consider me speaking those languages. So here is the little symbol. It is a High Commission. Okay, the High Commission of Ghana to the United Kingdom. Let me back up. Get the flag. There we go. That flag is exactly in the right position. With the sun, with the wind. Perfect. That looks fantastic. That's a really good flag. Oh, good. Yeah, so Space Nut. Yeah, I try not to talk politics except for historic politics, you know, that have to do with the things we're looking at. So if there's something historic about a building or a place where we are, then I'll talk about that. But current politics, no. That's not what we're here for today. Or ever, usually. So there's another look back on that residence. So the four corners of the square are the residence of the ambassador from Portugal. There actually wasn't one on that corner now that I think about it. The Argentina embassy was there, but it wasn't one of those square mansions. The embassy of Spain is ahead of us. And then there was a building on the other corner that didn't have anything currently residing in it. So we're on the fourth flat side of Belgrave Square. Oh, the Lloyd's of London building. I think so. That's down in the city of London, right? The city part. There's so much to see. I could be here for 6 months, which I'm not, and still not see everything. So, you know, in a week, I'm not going to see even half of it. And I've been here before. I've been to London more than 10 times, and I still haven't scratched the surface. And that's why I say when I'm walking through Washington, D.C., and I say, you know, although I feel like I know every street because I've lived and worked there for my entire life, every day I see something different. Can we get rid of the trolls? We'll try. We'll give it a try. I'm just around the corner from the Grenadier. Go check it out. Ooh. There's so much to see. Now here is the Embassy of Austria to the United Kingdom. Let me go back. This one I'm gonna turn into a short. This is the Embassy of Austria to the United Kingdom, the Court of St. James. It's located here with so many other embassies on Belgrave Square in London. It's just a few steps from Buckingham Palace and other tourist attractions. So if you're in the area, take a walk to Belgrave Square. Oh, off Wilton Crescent. Okay, I was on Wilton Crescent. There, I'm going to make a short out of that one because as I was walking around earlier, I've been here for 3 or 4 hours now today. So I took all my pictures with my real camera. Then I made all my shorts. But I didn't make a short for the Embassy of Austria. So I just did. And I don't think I did this one either. I think these were the last two. But I wanted to start the live stream because I started to worry that the weather wasn't going to hold up. Oh, this one is the High Commission of Brunei Darussalam. Oh, they're part of the... I had no idea that Brunei was part of the Commonwealth. Well, what do you know? What do you know? This is the Embassy of Brunei Darussalam to the United Kingdom, the Court of St. James. It's here on Belgrave Square with so many other embassies. And you can find it just steps away from Buckingham Palace and so many other tourist attractions in London. Oh my gosh, Artyom Senko, Cleopatra's Needle. Yes, Cleopatra's Needle. We will definitely go there. And thank you so much for the super chat. That is super kind of you. RTM Senko. RTM Senko. I'm going to say that a million times. RTM Senko. You are super kind. Yes, Cleopatra's Needle is on the list when I'm back over there. So I'm going to try to try really hard to crisscross the Thames using different bridges. And we're going to do that over the next few days too. I like to set little challenges for myself. Let's see what this one is. That one definitely was going too fast. Definitely going too fast. Wow. We are back to the street where we started. We're back here at Belgrave Square and Chesham Place. We started down there with the Embassy of Lesotho and the Embassy of Germany. The complex that begins there also has an entrance here on Belgrave Square. The Embassy of Germany. You can see that sign. I'm also collecting all of these borough signs because the street signs in each borough, many of them are slightly different. So I'm running around taking pictures of those too. I really want to say thank you to everyone who has joined me today. Thank you, Space Nut and Daphne, for joining my channel. That is so wild and weird that I have members, and I am working on members content. So all of my completist lists that I'm working on, those adventures are going to go on my members only section at some point in time. I can't promise today. I just flipped on monetization not too long ago. So I'm working on that. And I'm so grateful for everyone for joining me, for having a really lively chat. Thank you so much. Huge thanks to RTM Senko for the super chat, and to Jay and Daphne and Davy Verse earlier today for modding for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to Ben, I know Ben was here a little earlier. Super thanks to Ben. I hope everyone has an absolutely fantastic week ahead. I will be streaming when I can. I can't promise when. Usually, if the weather is beautiful, wherever I am, I'll be streaming. Thank you all so much. Jay and Daphne, please feel free, post your links in the chat, and everyone, oh, check that out. And everyone, subscribe to their channels. Take care.